Namaskar. Hello. Excuse me. Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sree. Iyer. Joining me today is General Ravi Shankar, and we talk about the ups and downs that's happening in Pakistan. 16 nuclear scientists go missing, 8 suddenly surface. Still, uranium is missing. What kind of uranium? Enriched to what percentage? All this and more. Let's find out from General Ravi Shankar. General Ravi Shankar, Namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel. How are you, sir?
Namaskar. Thanks a lot. Pleasure to be back on P Gurus. After all, it's our joint program between Ganeshwat and P Gurus. Interesting times in Pakistan. There's never a dull moment out there. If it's not one, it's two or three, four, five, whatever it is. It keeps happening out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So General Ravi Shankar, two things seem to have happened. N number of nuclear scientists missing, N by 2 have been recovered back, they say, and then they have not said anything about the uranium. Although the other side has claimed that we have uranium. What's the latest you have, sir? You have more ears on the ground than I do.
No, really not yes, but if you just see what's happening, uh, it appears that all these 16, they're not scientists, they're workers of some varying degree. All the 16 of them were kidnapped or purported to be kidnapped. 8 have been released or have been, freed, whichever way you look at it. And there's something that some uranium is missing. But where were they kidnapped from? They were kidnapped from the uranium mines at Lucky Marwat. So that's raw uranium, right? So the TTP would have said that we have uranium. After all, it makes a lot of noise and
Yellow
PR
cake.
value. Yellow cake. I don't think it's enriched in uranium by any stretch of imagination. Enriching uranium takes a lot. If they have enriched uranium, then they've infiltrated either Kahuta or Pakistan Institute of Nuclear Technology, PINTEC. PINSTEC rather. So I don't think that has happened. This is raw uranium, and in a country like Pakistan, whatever uranium is mined out, anyway there's a black market. Incidentally, all these metals, uranium, and all, they have huge black market. So that part of the black market which would be going on, and that black market is not something falling from the sky type. It is perpetuated by the Pakistanis only to line their pockets. You see, we should never underestimate the Pakistani general. He's as greedy as can be. So, and quite chalak at that. So he will do whatever he has to do to line his pockets. That has to be kept intact. So, and they've caught. Now the thing is that uranium is missing. 8 chaps are in their custody. Probably there'll be a deal. In a few days, someone will pay something and those chaps will be released. Something will happen. That's a normal thing. But the larger issue is this. The safety of the nukes and the complete nuke chain in Pakistan. That has come back into focus. And that is what we need to focus on. Are Pakistan's nuclear facilities, nuclear weapons, and the complete chain vulnerable? Very clearly, after this incident, the answer is yes. People keep saying, oh no, Pakistan is a responsible country. Or, for them, nuclear thing means a lot and they'll keep it safe. There's no problem and all that. This incident has exposed that whole story. Okay. Oh, I'll have to go back 2007, 2008, 2009. There was a concerted effort by these terrorists, all kinds, who they tried to get hold of nuclear weapons, actually. There was a suicide attack outside a PF base, right near Sargoda. And we know Sargoda Air Base has nuclear weapons. and it was linked to the nuclear weapons. Then there was a bombing attack in 2008 in Wakant. And Wakant has a enrichment plant. Okay. I'm just giving you, these are facts. I'm not saying anything which is out of my head. 2009, people from the Kahuta Research Laboratory, their workers were attacked by a suicide bomber uh, somewhere, wherever it is. There was an attack on them. 2009, there is this Menas Air Base that was in Kamra that was attacked. And it was well known that in Pakistan, that base at Kamra has nuclear weapons. Okay. So besides this, in 23, as late as 23, if you remember, there was uranium found in London airport. Okay. And it was, uh, you know, the whole finger pointed towards Pakistan. I'm putting things in perspective. Then that Ekikon network, it's confessed to selling nuclear secrets to Iran, North Korea, and Libya. Ekikon made a confession to this country. So all this has happened. So this is just one more incident in that line of things. So when people say that, look, the Pakistan, uh, establishment or the nuclear establishment or the armed forces will keep the nuke safe. All these, if you put together, it gives you that feeling. No, those nuclear nukes are not safe. Now people say, okay, I mean, the next question is, if nukes are missing or nuclear fissile material is missing, whatever, who is at risk? That's the next question. Who's at risk? If it falls, let me paint a lot of scenarios. Anything can happen. If it is a complete terrorist enterprise, they might just nuke some part of Pakistan to, or they might just nuke Rawalpindi. Who knows? And that could trigger a war. That's a different story. It could be all this entire thing could have been stage managed by Pakistan Army. You'll ask me why? To make money. Now they will tell the whole world, see, my nukes are not safe, yeah, wo, all that. So give us money, give us arms, equipment to keep them safe. I mean, uh, there is no, people have shown for passports and all, but local deals can happen. And I mean, people have been shown those identity cards of all these militants and all that, or the guys who have been captured or kidnapped, rather. It's been shown to say that as if it's been done by TTP. Who knows that these generals have instigated this whole affair? It's not beyond the realm of Pakistan. So then you'll say why? They'll tell China, they'll tell things are not, uh, you know, safe. So please give us money. Please give us. So it's a form of a nuclear blackmail. And then they could also tell, these do a deal with TTP and all that because they're under pressure from China to deliver on CPC, all that nonsense. They'll tell, okay, give a threat to China through ETIM or someone. Okay, that we have nuclear weapons and we're going to do something in Xinjiang or Tibet. Then China will come running back to Pakistan. So then, all these games are on. Nothing can be ruled out. Then people will say, no, no, all these missiles and rockets and all, what if it goes into the hands of TTP? Nothing will happen. What will TTP do with a rocket or a missile? You need a launcher, you need a system, you need a checkout system. So TTP is not fools, or rather, even Taliban are not fools. So that might not happen. But what can happen? This is dangerous. What I'm going to say now. is that in this process, over two, three stage processes, TTP or Taliban or some terrorist organization or ISIS or ISI, anyone, I mean, no one is can be left out, can get hold of enough fissile material to make a bomb, a suitcase bomb. I will say, where are the designs? There are enough cases of people who are radicalized in this nuclear establishment. How do you know those chaps are not sitting that side? So, what if tomorrow a chap comes out with a suitcase bomb? That's the danger. So, people will say, well, yeah, in India, we can say, will it hit us? It will not hit us. You know why? Because if something like that happens, the first thing you will know is Pakistan will get hit. What happens later to India is later. First, finish them off. Whereas if something like this happens anywhere else, that will not be the reaction. So will Pakistan do that? They're not fools. They want to survive. They want power. Nuclear weapons give power. Oh, it will give money. Everything is there. It is, it's a fungible source of power. It's not abstract. Using it against India won't give them power. Okay. So Pakistan will not. So, but using it against West, fully on the cards. Someplace. It could be in London. It could be here. It could be there, and all that. It could be anywhere. Right? The lone wolf attack. So there's a problem which the West has to take care of. China has to be aware. Both. Let me put it in this game. China is more at risk than India. People might not believe it. Okay. Now let me say there is enough instability in Pakistan. Today, South China Morning Post says China is unhappy that ETIM people are, working in, these are the ID cards and all.
ID cards.
China's
Yeah, yeah.
ID cards. China is unhappy and it has expressed its unhappiness to the Syrian government. They don't put the ETIM people, commanders, as in their defense ministry. So as if someone will listen, no one listens to China in that part of the world anymore. At least now, we'll see later. The reason is the Uyghur people have been fighting as part of HTS. Okay. Now they got HTS help and Al Qaeda. Contacts हैं, because all these fellows will keep loafing around from one end to the other. And what if they enter into Xinjiang? And what if they have already made a plan and enter into that area with some this nuclear material or a bomb? So China has reason to worry of this development. If the Chinese are not worried, all the best to them. Okay. But they are worried. Already they are worried that ETIM has come. Now free uranium loafing around. You go into space debris loafing around. You've seen that movie Gravity, where space debris is loafing around. Something like that is happening here. Uranium is floating around unaccounted with these rascals. Okay. So that is China. Same thing can happen in UK, USA, anywhere. There's a movie, I don't remember the movie's name. It's where George Clooney is the hero, and in which a nuclear weapon gets hijacked in Russia by some terrorists, and they get it somewhere in Croatia or someplace, that weapon, and there they dismantle that weapon, and then make a backpack bomb and go, and it is blasted in Washington or someplace. And of course, the hero saves the thing in the end and all that. That's a different story. But
Yeah,
that whole
peacemaker.
peacemaker, yes. Now, if you see that movie, that chain is quite alive here. But chain is quite alive here. That movie is a nice piece of imagination. At least there, that train which was hijacked had guards. ये वो इधर तो कुछ नहीं है. Half the guys who are in the Pakistani nuclear establishment could be TTP guys in disguise. Already, already they would have been subverted with false allegiance. We don't know. So I think my personal view is, as much as the situation has to be seen beyond all this. Okay, this is the nuclear angle, but look at Pakistan otherwise. What's happening in Baluchistan? Till yesterday, uh, there's this case where the Baluch Liberation Army took over a post and Pakistan Army couldn't react. So many people have been getting bumped off. The Chinese are getting bumped off in Baluchistan. Okay, they're having a field day. What's happening in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa? Whole lot of nonsense going on every day. In fact, today I was reading in Dawn. This is Dawn News. Okay, the number of casualties in just in 24 is something to the tune of 2.5 compared to earlier. The number of casualties and the number of attacks are just double, tripled over the past few years. Escalation is huge, no control. Now that's with Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. On that is with TTP. Then I saw a video in Twitter by this man was a pediatrician. Huh? He is part of the Pashtun Tahfuz movement. Now, the Pashtun Tahfuz movement is slightly a left-leaning movement, but that's okay. They're peaceful. And Pakistan has banned them. And they have sorted out all their leaders. Yeah, wo. That fellow comes out and says, whatever you guys are now doing, we're going to sort you out. He's telling Pakistan and their agencies and media and all that. He says, from hereafter, from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, you will not get one guy for your army. That's a sentiment. In that belt of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the Pak army has lost its, what shall I say? Its footing. That's the simplest word I can put across. Lost its footing. There's no respect. There was a time when Pakistan's army ran everything more than the government, but that's gone. So in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, the Pakistan army, I'm talking about the Pakistan army, the government is irrelevant. ये जो Shabaz Sharif and all are just about errand boys for Asim Munir. So the Pakistan army is not able to take on the TTP on one end, and it has scotched Pashto Tahfuz movement, which is a peaceful kind of a system. Instead of talking to them and both getting after TTP, they're not able to do anything against BLA. Then you look at Kurram, where there are Shias Sunni riots. These are some of the worst riots which Pakistan has faced in recent history. And it's not done, it's on. So now there's a third layer of insecurity or instability in that Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region. Again, today's news or yesterday's news. So some chaps in Gilgit-Baltistan say we won't pay taxes. Forget it. You do what you want, we'll not pay taxes. In JNK, POJK, people are on the streets. So virtually, if you see the rimland of Pakistan is in complete instability. Complete state of instability with no control by anyone. Every guy's writ is running large. How will this state continue for long? Will it continue? I wish it continues. Because if it continues like this, they'll not look this side. They don't have time. Will this economy revive? Out of question. Will politically will it stabilize? Out of question. Till such time Imran Khan is in jail, this politics won't revive. If Imran Khan is out of jail, Asim Munir has to go into jail or something like that. So Imran Khan is not going to let Asim Munir go. So that won't happen. One of them has to be in jail or something like that, something equivalent of that. So there is internal instability, external instability. No one bothers about Pakistan. Their nukes are at risk, and I would not say simple risk. They're a complete nuclear chain. I'm not talking nuclear weapons. I'm talking of the complete nuclear chain is at risk. That's what this incident has testing. And this is a big escalation from TTP. If TTP has done, it's a big escalation. They've simply thrown the gauntlet down to Pakistan. So far, there is no cover whether these chaps are going to be given back or not, what negotiations are going to take place. And I don't think Pakistan armed forces, nothing, there's no talk. It appears as if this has never happened. So, this is a case of utter chaos. So, in this utter chaos, what do we do? Indian options are very clear. We just do nothing at this point of time. If they try something against us, we should be ready to hammer them. And hammer them unequivocally. Period. That's where we are. Now, but these loose nukes, the chances of loose nukes floating around is not the best option. So, in the least, what's the minimal thing we do? I mean, everything has a minimum case and a maximum case, or a short term or a long term. Short term, you keep monitoring. You need to liaise with Pakistan from international agencies, not us. US and China have to get together and act. They have to sit together and say, look, what can we do with this whole story? Because it affects both of them. And their credibility is at stake if this goes on. And then you prepare for the worst. You prepare a QRF, YEVO to, if there's a mishap or a leak or something like that which happens. Because this is not going to end. If nothing is done on this is not going to end. So you can only be defensive in this case. If China and US can't do much, then, well, this will go to the next level. Next level, we don't know where it goes. It's a dangerous situation, not a simple situation. But I'm sanguine that they'll not turn towards India because neither will the TTP be interested nor a lone wolf be interested. If that happens, remember there's some hand which is trying to instigate war. So we have to think through this. Our mandarins in the MOD and in the DAE will have to sit together. I hope they're sitting together. Like you and I are discussing, they also need to sit and discuss. What do we do? What are our options? Of course, there is one issue which I'm very clear of, and I spoke of this 2 years back. 2 years back, I spoke of this when that May 9 incident happened, and and some of their nuclear uh, establishments were under risk. What did I say then? I said it's time to Ukrainize Pakistan. What happened with Ukraine? When the Soviet Union broke up, Ukraine had a lot of nukes, right? And some say they gave it up willingly, some they said they were forced and to give up, and all their nukes went to Russia. And Ukraine was left with no nukes. So is there a case for us to motivate the international, actors to say, look, let's Ukrainize Pakistan. Let's neutralize Pakistan and defang Pakistan. Okay, if Pakistan has to be given money for it, so be it. If Pakistan has to be developed, so be it. Take their nuclear weapons off and account for them. Some might say, no, no, oh, Pakistan, they're rotten guys. If they have 170 nuke, they'll give up 165, but they'll still keep 5 and blackmail because 5 is good enough for blackmail. 5 nahi to 10 is good enough for blackmail. You'll never know. Or they'll give 170 and manufacture 20 more. And that kind. After all, Pakistanis, you can never trust them. So then what? Then the question is, how do you thwart that? For that, you need to have punitive measures. If Pakistan does something like that, just forget any kind of aid and there'll be retribution. So all this has to be done. But who will do it? Who will bell the cat? India, in its own interest, must start talking of this. I find it very strange that many people don't talk of this. Within Pakistan, there will be tremendous pressure or other pushback to say, we will not give up our nuclear weapons. See what happened to Ukraine. If Ukraine had nuclear weapons, Russia would have not dared to attack Ukraine. Since they didn't have, that's it. But then I think Ukraine and Russia situation is far different. There, Ukraine gave it up willingly. Here, you have to force Pakistan and give it away. Make it a normal country. Mind you, this is going to be difficult because you have Iran, which is also going to become nuclear on one fine day. Am I asking for a big ask? Probably. But as an Indian, this is my viewpoint. Unless we put across our viewpoint in the international forum and say, look, this is the danger of this entire story, where will we get a response? So these are the major issues in this. Again, I reiterate, 16 guys being kidnapped or 8 being kept and 8 being released. These are very minor issues. But I'm more, or some uranium missing, we don't know, is minor. But the major issue is, look, anything to do with Pakistan's nuclear fissile material or bombs or technology or blueprints or anything in that chain is at risk. And like I again reiterate, this is not the first time. 2002, 2008, 9, there were about 5, 6 of them. Then we had the AQ Khan smuggling network. This, right, uranium being found in 23 in London airport, which was traced back to Pakistan. So there's some unholy thing happening. And also look at this. Look at the. I'm going to bring this grooming gang business here. Look at this UK. They imported Pakistan by the droves, gave them citizenship, all that. What is happening? These Pakistanis have gone there and they're raping those girls, minors. So at some point of time, the Western world and especially this Gora log should understand they have reared a snake which can only bite them. Hillary Clinton's, that famous quote: "If you rear snakes, there's no in your backyard. There's no guarantee they'll not bite you." The same thing. I'll go back to these white fellows, Goras. They've always preferred the Pakistanis over everyone else. So fine. That Pakistani is going to rape your daughters. Welcome. At least it's only a snake, no? It'll bite you and you die. You don't know. But what do you do with your daughter who's going to get raped by 20, 30 people or get trafficked out? You have to live with that. So is this the Pakistan you want to encourage to come into your bedrooms or drawing rooms or houses? So I think there's a larger issue as far as Pakistan is concerned, which we have to handle at the international level. I mean, we are looking at you. You could even ask Saudis to get into the deal, right? Yeah, Heathrow Airport. Yeah, I'm glad this has come up. 23. So I think that's the thing. I leave it here. Any questions, Shreya, will take it on. And in case you have to
Uh,
leave, you can leave. I'll handle the questions.
yes, I have to duck out for from here on. I will just leave one thought, General Ravishankar.
Yeah.
How easy is it to track uranium? Like, for example, yellow cake. I mean, even yellow cake has Geiger. It'll show up on a Geiger counter that there is some decay, radioactive decay.
Yeah, it will. It's a radioactive material. It will show up. Okay. It can be smelt out also by dogs. I mean,
Oh, I see.
tracking it through official methods is not a big deal. But the guys who are handling the, and in the,
There.
I mean,
Hmm.
they know how to go through. After all, that AQCAN network. After all, the network, it was run from where? It was run from Pakistan by
Right. Right.
Pakistanis. People, that network might have fallen apart, but the guys are there. They'll put it back in the jiffy. It was a
Right.
huge smuggling network. They even brought out some things from Denmark and things like that. And it is not one way. It's a multi thing, and it is one of its kind. So the world has to think: what are you going to do with this Pakistan? Is it time every time he says, "Oh, I'll shoot myself in the head"? Yeah, kar lo na, mar jao. Shoot yourself in your head, and you load few bullets also more into it so that he doesn't miss his head also, or something like that. Okay. I also see Pakistanis who come on my channel because these days incidentally for everyone who on both P Gurus and Pakistan, Gunner Shot, I must say these days Gunner Shot gets more comments from Pakistanis than Chinese. Okay. Because they feel that look, here is a guy who's exposing them. I can see one chap, haha, funny Indians and all. That useless Pakistanis, Katora Khans. You don't know where you're going to beg your next meal from. These are the beggars of the world. Pakistanis are the ultimate beggars of the world. Okay. So anyway, we'll take. And I'd like to reply to some of these beggars. So I have no problem. Yeah, all yours.
Yeah. So at this point of time, we will go into Q&A, and I have to duck out,
Yeah.
viewers, but
Yeah,
General
please go ahead.
Ravishankar will take the questions. Yeah. Thank you
Yeah,
so much, sir.
I'll take on.
Namaskar.
Oh, welcome anytime. Yeah, see, this is normal. No one wants Pakistanis. That's the issue. So, and yeah, I completely go with what's being put out here. They can be, the worst kind. Okay, professional beggars. Yeah, Saudi Arabian. Many people call them professional beggars. So that's what they are, and I'm sure the Pakistanis are seeing this in good light, and it's a mirror to all of them. So let's take a few questions. Yeah, wasn't this loss of U-235 and kidnapping a possibility that the world powers overlooked? Was there an establishment hand in this? Should Bharat be concerned? I've explained all this. The world powers, I don't think, have overlooked it. I think they're deliberately looking the other side and hoping nothing will happen. And they must be being given a lot of assurance from Pakistani general. Look, don't worry, we will take care of everything and all that. And the the leeway with Pakistan has also gone down a bit. Okay, either with Chinese or with the Americans. So that's how it is. So it's not a matter of being overlooked. I think they've been deliberately being not looking at them. Was there an establishment hand in this? I think so. This is not so simple. It's not a case of simple, kidnapping and things like that. Should Bharat be concerned? Of course, we should be concerned. There's a chance that it might come on us ultimately. But my view is it won't. Like I told you why. Okay. Next question, please. Yeah, they do covertly all acts. If needed, they expose it. All deep state acts. When will their mess up end? They will not end. This is part of their story to keep themselves relevant and in power. They will just not move out of this equation. Look, when you're dealing with Pakistanis, you must expect the unexpected. You must expect something daring, which they'll do. They will do it, and it'll be foolish. Ultimately, they'll get stuck with it, but they'll do it. The consequences be damned for them. And they're playing a high stakes game. Right? We are a little more careful because we have look at it the other way around. Achha, is a beggar, yeah. What can you get out of him? You bomb him. What will he lose? He'll lose nothing. He's got no industry, he's got no agriculture, he's got no nothing. But whereas you have a lot to lose. Any developed country has got a lot to lose. And like I told you, he's built a powerful army. We have to be a little bit careful out here. Okay, use your brain. But will this mess end? It will not end. It is in this mess up only that Pakistan generals will survive. Yeah, next question, please. Yeah, I am a Pashtun. I am professor in university. Yes, most of my colleagues and officials in Balochistan want to have separate nations. Pashtunistan, Balochistan, free from Punjabi occupation. I think that's a very, 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 very fair aspiration. If I were a Pashtun, if I were a person from Baltistan, or from Balochistan, or from even POJK, I will say I want to do nothing with this Punjabi, Pakistanis. What have they given to Punjab? Nothing except misery. Look at these generals. They're supposed to be the top of the shack. They've lost half the country 50 years back. They're all set to lose the other half of the country also. That's the problem with them. I agree with you completely, right? And I wish you the very best because I feel that Pashtuns and Afghans are our friends. Yeah, next question, please. Given the organization structure of the Pak Army, the locations of nuclear facilities would be known to the non-state actors. There is possibility of these facilities falling in their hands. Views. Akash, I completely agree with you. These facilities are not, hidden. They are officially exchanged between India and Pakistan, incidentally, as per the accord which Rajiv Gandhi did with them to exchange each other's nuclear facilities so that there's no accidental targeting of them. And it is available, and people in Pakistan will know where, nuclear facilities are. Just like in India, we know there's a building. This building has nuclear facilities. People locally will know. So it's not as if they don't know. And it is also, I mean, I have no doubt that all these facilities would have been infiltrated by these people completely, right? Uh, So I have no doubt about it, and I go with you. That's the danger, in fact. And this entire kidnapping could have been staged. Yeah. Next question. Once Trump's take charge, what developments can we expect globally in the next few months? Yeah, Trump is not a guy who's got a he's not Wizard of the Oz who'll come and do this and the world will change. People will still continue doing what they have to do. Trump will blow some hot air. He'll do certain things. Yeah, there will be repercussions once Trump comes. And actually, Shreya and I were planning to do a show on Tuesday or Wednesday. So why don't you wait till then? We'll give you full answers for this. We'll see what will be the impact of Trump and company. If tons of drugs pass safely to destination, nukes would have already passed into many greedy hands. US won't allow anything if it does not benefit them. Your views? Yeah, I agree with you. By now, the chances of you see the only problem with the you know You can smuggle nuclear items, nuclear material, or the parts of a weapon system and all that. You can even put it together. The problem is safety. How to take it to your destination and release it is the biggest problem. It's not easy. It's not easy to keep it safe. This is not like that movie of Stark, no? Oh, Robert Downing Jr., Mr. Stark kind of a thing, no? Not easy that you can go and build a nuclear weapon in a cave. So that's the only thing, saving grace in this. But if it happens, that means next. Yeah, Rajaraman, thanks to have become a YouTube member. I've already put it out. So kind of you. When Israel bombs Iran nuclear facility, can we simultaneously eliminate Pak nukes? I don't think we can do that. I don't think Iran also will get hit by Israelis. You see, here um, the cause and effect equation is not very good in these stories. The way we could have done all this, say about 20 years back, 30 years back, when maybe 40 years back, when the Pak nuclear establishment was still in its nascent stage, and the army was still hurting from its defeat. Uh, and there were people at that time, I remember, who wrote books. If you read this book by Ravi Rike, he did outline a scenario where we carried out a raid into Pakistan and dismantled their nuclear structures then, long back. But that scenario has passed. That's gone now. Okay. I mean, we can't do that. And I don't think even Israelis can do what they have wanted to do against Iran. Cowardly lot can be done. Yeah. Okay. I see BVR BCD coming up after a long time. And I'd like to wish him a very happy new year and everyone a happy new year. Those of you who are in Ganashot and in P Gurus. Because this is the first time I'm interacting with a lot of people in P Gurus this year. Yeah. Next question, please. In my dream, I saw 100 jet fighter attacking Milky Way galaxy in my dream. I was afraid and woke up as I remembered it was a Chinese mala. That's a nice one. Oh, China में कुछ भी हो सकता है. Yeah, thank you. That's a good piece of humor. Why did 16 scientists go missing? Do they perhaps know government plan and are protesting it? Look, like I told you, we don't know. We don't know whether 16 went missing or not, or eight went missing. Eight chaps got found out or they were released. ये गोलमाल है, है ना? गोलमाल है, सब गोलमाल है. That's how it is. Yeah. Next. The game may already be on. The non-state actor, whichever has 8 nuclear scientists plus the fission material, probably briefcase bombs for targeted attacks. I don't think these are nuclear scientists. One of them is, as I understand, the rest are all basically workers in that mining facility. I don't think they'll have the capability of making a bomb and all that. So at this point, I'm not too worried, but let's see how things move because strange is the ways in this world. Yeah. Ravi Mani, thanks a lot for becoming a YouTube member. How is stock market going up then? Look, stock market in Park is all speculation. Okay, they might have got uh, the stock market has gone up primarily if you see after they got the bailout money. Till then, it was going out. The moment that bailout money came, their economy started stabilizing. It started going up. When that effect wears off, it will go down. It's temporary. Yeah. Next. Sir, our experts say Pak is in economic and political crisis in the brink of collapse. However, I have noticed somehow Pak manages all its crisis and keeps on upgrading its military. I agree with you completely, Chirantan. Uh, I am of the opinion that Pak will not collapse. Why? I mean, there's a very fundamental demographic reason. What will you do with 250 million Pakistanis if Pakistan collapses tomorrow? That's the question. Where will they go? It will be a human catastrophe if something happens of that order. I mean, not that I like them or not, but it's a human angle. Okay. So I don't think, and breaking it up into four pieces, five pieces, which are people keep, imagining. Well, there are pros and cons for being one Pakistan versus four Pakistans that we can keep discussing, but I don't think it is feasible. That's the first thing. And secondly, the army is too strong to let it go because the army will not let it go because army is making a lot of money out of this system. Okay. The army, everyone, the nukes, all this put together give Pakistan leverage to put a gun on its head and say, I'm going to shoot myself with the nukes and the fallout will be on you. And that is why USA and China keep giving it money. They also, China has its thing that they want to get to Gwadar. For Gwadar, they're not going to get it free. They have to pay. So all these loans of CPEC and all is all bunk. They'll all be maaf once Gwadar comes up. And Pakistan is being equipped with, you know, uh, frigates and destroyers and submarines and aircraft and all the works. It's also being given navigational facilities from the Chinese space network and communications, everything. So to think that Pakistan is going to collapse is, I think, foolish. I have always maintained there are two Pakistans. One is the rich and the dangerous Pakistan. The other is the poor and toxic Pakistan. The rich and the dangerous Pakistan is the army and the elites, political elites, the landed gentry, those guys, the Vaderas. That is well equipped, it's got money. And the army is well funded by the Milbus, military businesses. So they're strong economically. Their pockets are lined. They're living a very extravagant life. There is this teeming mass of 97 to 80, 98% of Pakistani population who are poor and toxic. Where will they go? They'll get into radicalism, jihad, terrorism, and things like that. And that's the phenomenon which we are talking of. So both these phenomenon will keep working in Pakistan. You have to understand this. Okay, next question, please. Are location of Bharat nuclear arsenal known to our enemies? See, yeah, we not the arsenal no one knows, uh, but our nuclear facilities are well mapped, and as per international protocols, we've given them to Pakistan, and Pakistan's facilities also known to us. Like I told you, this was the agreement when Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister. It was done so that there's no accidental attack on a nuclear facility, right? So we know. I have a map which maybe I can even show to you. Let me see if I can show. There's 1 minute. Huh? Yeah, I'll share my screen and you'll know about it. Yeah, there's gonna be a map which will come up. Okay. Uh, till then, yeah, here it comes. Can we add this map onto the screen, please? Yeah, look at this. We have full idea of where they are. It's not as if we don't know. Okay, where their delivery systems are, where this thing. So we know that. Okay, thank you. We can take it off. So it's not as if we don't know. Uh, they might also have their own intelligence to collect what we know or what this thing. But that's part of the game. Yeah. Next question. So I think Pak has shifted their strategic assets to Bangladesh. This includes the intellectual properties as well. This is my premise. What is your take? It is with the consent of deep state. I don't think it has come to the state where things have been shifted to Bangladesh. It might happen in the next few years, but I don't think Pakistan has got full trust on Bangladesh. Unless they've infiltrated and they see some stability in Bangladesh, they'll not do this. That's my view. Yeah, next. Can USA destroy Pak nukes? No, I don't think so. Look, destruction of nukes is no. Like I told you, the only option today is Ukrainization. Like what happened to Ukraine? Take the nukes away from Pakistan, and you have to do it diplomatically with a lot of money. Okay, next. Yeah, we are done. Or you want to? You can take one odd question more. I have no problem with this. We have another 5-6 minutes. Okay. Does Indian Army have nuclear warheads that are in megatons? Because the Smiling Buddha and other Indian nuclear type tests were in small kiloton levels. No one knows. No one will tell you also. And it's not good to discuss it also. All three. Yeah, next question. Okay. Last question. Massive ordnance penetrator. These are all jargon. So leave it at that. Okay, next. Last question. If there is, if not, we'll. Okay. I think we've answered all the questions. Thanks a lot for coming on to P Guru's and Ganashot joint podcast today. Like Mr. Sree Iyer, he had to go and attend to some personal work, so he said, "Okay, take on." So I'm taking on. With this, thanks a lot. Good evening, Jai Hind and Jai Bharat to all of you. Namaskar.